What's up guys, welcome to another video. If you haven't seen from the intro, I think you can guess what this video is going to be about. That's right, it's going to be about Akihabara. So pretty much what I'm planning to do is going to talk about what has changed in Akihabara in the 2 years Japan's borders have been closed. So pretty much at the liberty of going to Akihabara on an extremely hot day to try to get some footage for you guys to show you what exactly has changed in Akihabara over that span. We all heard, about the different changes, like some stores have closed, some have opened, some of the very big branded kind of stuff like Sega and Hobby, those stores have been closed. But, in the midst of that, also some other new things have came up from that, some different changes that have occurred. When you first walk in, everything looks the same, the same like Akihabara, except that, it's not as crowded as how you probably remember it was. There's a lot less people, and I went during the weekend, so there wasn't as many people because everybody was still at work, and also because it's so hot, so nobody wants to go out. Nobody wants to go out during this weather. It's terrible. I don't exactly remember which kind of exit it was, but I think it was the left exit. So if you go out into the left exit, you see all the buildings, and probably the first thing that sticks out to you is the hobby store. As you know, that's the store that's next to the Radio Kaikan location. It's that building that has a bunch of different anime stores. It has that souvenir shop. I kind of call it, it's a store that has everything. You can get anything in there. Figures, cards, electronics, whatever you need. But unfortunately, the store next to it, the hobby store that I mentioned, that one has unfortunately closed down. That store sold the same thing, anime goods, specifically just anime goods, if I remember correctly. But it was a very big store, so it's still a shame that it closed down. It's basically like smack down in the center of Akihabara, right there. You can see it from that main street that goes straight through Akihabara. It's still quite sad to see that it closed down. But the gamer store is still there, some of the little shops are still there. I think not much has changed from that location. But once we go across the street, you can see the Sega towers. As you know, one unfortunately closed down. I couldn't get the footage of that one because before I went to Akihabara, I made a checklist of the places I was going to visit, and that was one of them. But once I got there, I forgot to take the footage of that one. So I'm sorry I don't have any footage of that, but I do have some footage of the other ones that are still open. I also have footage of the one Sega tower that recently opened. I don't quite remember if it opened before Japan closed its borders, but pretty much this one is the same standard as the other Sega towers. It has the crane games, and it has a few arcade games as well. It doesn't have as much arcade games as the other ones. This one I think is more crane game oriented. If you're into your crane games, you're gonna have a lot of fun in that new one. And then when we take a walk a little bit more, you get to the four-way intersection. Everything still looks the same. The big camera, the soft map, and the other stores are still there, so not much has changed from that location. Although the big soft map, the one with all the floors, I believe there was about 7 floors, that one has changed. It has been remodeled on the inside, so they actually closed down. Actually, I can't read kanji, so I don't know if it's closed down or just moved temporarily, but I'm pretty sure they closed it down because they completely remodeled the inside of it. So they made that soft map more into a PC shop. So they took the other soft map that was the PC focus shop and they moved it to the bigger soft map building. As you know, that soft map building, I don't want to say it's famous for, but that place sold, those things that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube, so I'm not going to say it, but I think you know what I mean, is they sold a lot of those kinds of goods. The section has been taken off of there and replaced with, not really replaced, but it's been combined with the other soft map store. If we go into the back streets, if you remember, there were a lot of maid girls and cafe theme oriented shop staff where they constantly give out pamphlets to get you to come into their cafe. Those are still there. I really commend them though for being outside in that extreme heat. It must be daunting to be outside there and continue to do this kind of work in this intense heat. But they're out there still gunning it, so if you come back, you're gonna still get swamped by those people asking you to come into their shop, so they're still there. And also, if you remember, in that same street, the Kotobukiya is also just fine. The people who are die-hard Monster Hunter fans are going to be very happy to hear that. That store has the, not a theme shop, but has a specific section just for Monster Hunter themed goods. It also has some Pokemon stuff and some other kind of anime merchandise, Square Enix stuff. So I'm pretty sure people are going to be very happy with that location because it's still there. And in addition to that, I forgot to mention it a little bit earlier, but if you're into the maid cafes, they're still just fine as well. So when you come back, they're they're still gonna be waiting for you if that's your thing. Also, if you're into the Colonel, he's just fine. I'm pretty sure everybody that's been to Akihabara has seen him once or twice. He's standing outside, and it's summer, and watermelon is a summer theme here in Japan. He has his watermelon with him, so that was pretty cool to see. The Colonel's still waiting here for you guys, so when you come back to get your KFC chicken, he's still waiting there. Next is probably one of the biggest changes that I've seen in Akihabara. So there is a Hotel Mets location that is not really an underground location, but it now lets people to go to the front and the back of Akihabara a lot more easier, so you don't have to walk a longer distance. And inside there's some restaurants, some small stands that sell ice cream or pastries. There's also the Square Enix Cafe that's there. I don't remember if the Square Enix Cafe was already in Akihabara or somewhere else, or if that's newly added to that location. And they also have some crane games also. So it's more of just like another entertainment kind of passageway that just connects it to the front and the back part of Akihabara. But I think that's a very good change, because beforehand you would have to walk all the way around or take the different exit in the station to go to the other side. But now there's that other passageway that's much closer to the entrance and the exit of the station that you can just go and travel. This is a good way if you want to go to the Yorobashi Camera. Lucky for you, it's still there. That store is still bustling. I mean, Yorobashi Camera is a big company here, so I don't expect it to have ever closed down. But yeah, it's still there waiting for you. As I was walking around, I was surprised to see that there was actually another hobby that opened up. I think this one's a more action figure focused store. It's not the same as the anime theme ones. Fortunately, I didn't have the time to go in it to check it out. But from the outside, I can kind of see they kind of focus more on that kind of side of stuff. So I will say one thing I did notice is that there's a lot more PC-oriented shops that I hadn't seen before. So I actually don't go to Akihabara that much because I live too far from it. But from what I remember, there weren't as many PC-focused shops as before. So I was very surprised to see that. Thinking many shops are taking the time now to expand, in PC gaming, which is actually gaining more popularity here. I think people here in Japan are buying less and less consoles and more PCs. Of course, consoles are always going to be a thing, but I think it's gaining more popularity now here, which is a good thing. And if you're a fan of the retro games, the Super Potato location is still open. I know personally I'm a big fan of old retro games because that's what I grew up playing. So once you come back, you'll be very happy to see that the store is still there. You can come back and buy your retro games. There's also some other locations where you can go buy those kinds of things. But I think this is the one that is more widely known because people have made videos on them. It's still there, so it's just waiting for you. I'm glad to see that a lot of the stores are still open. Fortunately, it's always sad whenever our favorite places close down, but this lets the smaller shops a chance to kind of branch out, give them a chance to be known a little bit more, because sometimes those little shops do have a lot more to offer the big stores do. They may have that one special thing that you're looking for. So hopefully when you do come back to Japan, you're able to come back able to see the smaller stores and can take a look and see if that one anime good is there for you. Yeah, but that's gonna be it for this video, guys. This video was mostly just to kind of show you Akihabara around and just give my personal thoughts about what I saw during my visit there. So as always, please leave a like, comment, let me know what you're looking forward to come to see in Akihabara again. Is there a store you're wanting to come back to see? Is there a store that I didn't catch on the video that you were hoping to see? Please let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe. And also, I'm streaming on Twitch. I will leave the link to my Twitch on the description. Also, I'll post it on the video. So if you're wanting to come in, please come and hang out. You can ask me any questions about Japan or anything in general. I'll be doing a lot of fun stuff, just chatting, playing games, just some good stuff. As always, thank you so much for checking out the video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Laters.